My name is Emery Young and I am reporting for Mass High School. The scholars at Mass High School will express themselves how they be dealing with the pandemic.
There's sirens all around me. I can make it real, I can make it anywhere, that's what they say. See my face in white, and my name in black is how I walk away.
This is the New York that we all once knew, but we're in a different space now, and change is long overdue. Online technology and learning we've replaced with the disconnection of social engagement, and we're longing for a heartfelt embrace. So although there's frustration and often no words to express, but Mass teaches us that perseverance is best. Along with love, respect, and equity are among our core values, including legacy. We can't forget integrity, which is trusting in what we say and supporting each other every single day. That's the Mass core value way.
And our scholars have something to say, expressing how they feel from day to day.
Sadness.
Oblivious.
Alexithymia.
Horrible. Tired. Lazy. Aggravated.
Drained.
Stress. Blinding.
Overwhelmed.
Have you ever wanted someone who knew the pain that you've been through? wanted someone to share the load that you must bear. Have you ever wanted someone who knew the pain that you've been through? Have you ever wanted someone to share the load that you must bear? And have you ever wanted someone to mend your broken heart again? Hey, yeah, 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 yeah. 'Cause even when you cry and tears fill your eyes, know that I am there. I know it feels like 1,000 days come at one time. I see you hold back a million tears and try your hold back a million tears. And when it seems you're all alone, I'm by your side. 'Cause even in your sorrow, there's hope for tomorrow. Don't you worry, he will be right there. He'll be right there. Have you ever needed peace within, or just a faithful friend? He's a friend. Your faith and love has faded away, and when that hope is gone astray, yeah, 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 yeah. 'Cause even when you cry and tears fill your eyes, know that God is there. I know it feels like 1,000 pains come back one time. I see you hold back a million tears and dry your eyes. And when it seems you're all alone, I'm by your side. 'Cause even in your sorrow, there is hope for tomorrow. Don't you worry, he will be right there. He'll be right there. Believe. Look beyond yourself to find that place. To leave the past behind. Leave the past behind. Forgive one more time.
Sometimes you just want to scream, but we're going to dance to it instead.
Sound, the hook and such, damn it.
This evening I was disgusted by all the injustice, all the injustice.
We're such delusions, don't it make you wanna scream? You pack your music, the pop in the screen. Guess what? It's going different line, it's real flying. Oh, brother, please have mercy, 'cause I just can't take it. Just can't take it.
Scholars have something to say, expressing how they feel from day to day.
The pressure's on for everyone to learn. Kids, teens, college students, stress at an all-time high because of this disease. Aggravation pressure is what you've brought to us.
Home. For over 365 days. Like a trap. Like a jail. We only thought this was temporary, but now it feels like forever.
Staying at home, in the same spot, on the same laptop, you'll think there's no pressure. Wrong.
The immune of work, trials and continuous tribulation is a true struggle for us, but it won't stop us from getting a career or going to college.
A vision that we create for ourselves, to find a solution in life, to find out what gift will help us succeed in life, to find our true passion, because one day, this too shall pass.
Has changed since COVID-19. The land of the free and the home of the brave has now turned into the land of injustice and the home of where does it end. The hate on our Black and Asian communities is just unprecedented for what they have to deal with in the past year. We see our young brothers and sisters just shot, lynched, even some attacked in the most cruelest of ways. Which brings the question of not why does this happen, but more of why do we hate? After all, we're all human. We all bleed the same color. I see it as unnecessary for us to even wait any longer. Because hate doesn't wait for anybody. Hate we carry so much more like dead weight that we carry, as if it's tax season with the rates they carry, as they keep going up and up. I can't anticipate this anymore. More people have died between police brutality and random attacks in the past year, but there's still so much more. I hope you're keeping score and checking the news and keeping up with the Third World War, because there's so much more. And I can go all day long with this, but I'm going to leave you off with this. Remember Rodney King and his words, "Can we all just get along for our future?" We've waited too long for this to end. I think it's now time that we step up and take action. So let's all get along and love each other.
To forgive, to forget, to love or to hate.
I mourn for a love as soft as a dove. As I look at her in the apple of my eye, there now stars sparkling in me like diamonds. As my life is a roller coaster, I am excited. I shall love again. Turn a heart of stone to a heart of gold, a heart full of love, even for enemies. To not hold with hatred, but to walk humble in my grief. For the only true freedom is love.
Honestly, when COVID started, I thought it was a joke. I didn't think that we were going to be out of school for less than 2 weeks. I thought they were just taking precautionary measures and that we were going to have a long spring break. It got pretty sad after the first 2 weeks or 3 weeks, and then we were out for a month, and then once we were out for a month, they said that we wouldn't be going back to school, so I was sad about that. But I thought that we were going to go back to school for my junior year. This was March 2020. Now it's May or April 2021, and I haven't been to school in over a year. Since then, so many things have changed, and honestly, it's made me see that people really need to be cautious and wear their masks outside, and COVID is not a joke. When it first started, I didn't think that I was going to get COVID. Well, honestly, I feel like nobody thought they were going to get COVID. COVID seemed serious, but wasn't as serious until people really started getting it. It didn't mean much to me, honestly, because I didn't think I was going to get it. I was always in the house. I was in quarantine, but I just didn't think I was going to get it. I even went somewhere during the summer. I took my precautions, of course, but I even went somewhere during the summer and I still didn't get it. Junior year started, I was online, and frankly online for the entire school year. And nothing happened up until March, late March, when my grandparents came home really sick. They gave everyone in the house COVID, and not on purpose. They honestly thought it was a cold, but everyone in the house got COVID. And we had to quarantine for 2 weeks, but the symptoms didn't only last for 2 weeks, which was terrible. So I got COVID, and I had the worst symptoms out of everyone, besides chest pain. But honestly, besides chest pain and shortness of breath, but honestly, I wouldn't wish that on anyone. It was terrible, and it is as bad as people say it is. Like, nausea, the headache is terrible. It feels like there's a small bowling ball, in your brain, but it has the weight of a bowling ball just pinging around in your head, and every time you turn your head is in agony, and it feels terrible. Throwing up, vomiting, awful. I haven't thrown up since I was in like elementary school, but COVID made me throw up. When I had COVID, I had lost about 10 pounds in a week and a half. Honestly, it didn't make me want to eat unless my stomach was hurting. Like, usually when you eat, you're saying, oh yeah, I want to try this, I want to taste this, I'm in the mood for this. I wasn't really in the mood for anything. I definitely lost my taste and smell. I didn't eat very often. I probably ate a little bit once a day because I wasn't really hungry. All I did was drink water. And that's what's most important, staying hydrated and rested. But even after the 2 weeks were up, I had headaches, or whatever the case is. The headache lingers. Even after you test negative, the headache kind of lingers. But what this whole thing has taught me is COVID is not a joke, and it has definitely changed everyone's lives. I don't feel like we should take this, as something lightly, because it's not. And it's never been something lately, but once you're put into that predicament, you understand exactly why we've been quarantining, and following quarantine measures are very serious. And it doesn't matter your age, you can be really young and still get COVID. Not all old people get COVID. You can be perfectly healthy and still get COVID, because I'm perfectly healthy. I really even get colds. I'm never sick. And I got COVID, and I had the worst symptoms out of everyone. Like, my younger sister's 11 years old, and she got COVID. So, COVID does not give anyone any exceptions. So, as a precautionary measure to make sure that your family is okay, making sure you come home and sanitize and make sure you're not just touching everywhere after you've come from outside is especially important. And I don't think that I would ever want to do this again, and I hope that we can all come back to school. I hope that quarantine is up soon, because I'm tired of being home, and I've spent basically one and a half school years in quarantine. My only full school year has been my freshman year, and sophomore year, half of my year was in school, and then the other half was in quarantine. And my entire junior year, which I would say is probably the hardest year of high school, was in quarantine. And I hope that by my senior year I'll be in person. By the way it's looking right now, that's not how it's going to be, but honestly, everybody wishes that their senior year is going to be in person. And everybody thinks about their prom, and everybody thinks about their graduation and the senior trip and all of the senior activity that you get to do and enjoying your last year with your class. And COVID has honestly ruined that for everyone. But I appreciate the fact that we've been trying to make the best out of it with what we have. So, yeah.
So, Lenora, the question is, how has COVID affected you, and what impact has it had on you?
So on a first side, lockdown was something that I was already used to. So that part wasn't really confusing because back home there are a lot of riots. So I'm kind of like used to staying in the house from school. But it's just that this one was different because it was medical issues. So it was something that could be easily contracted. Like if someone, drops a box out off at your house, you have to clean it. So you have to be a little more precautious with that. But the impact of COVID in my personal life was kind of good. I take more risk. I became a more humble person and way more understanding and very compassionate because I saw how quick COVID wiped out people. And it's like COVID kind of made you forget that there are other normal ways that people pass away. So all the deaths and all of that were kind of like harder to handle just because there was this big and scary global pandemic. But I started my business because of COVID. I made new contacts because of COVID. I put myself out there more like in a professional and business way because of COVID. I reached out to people that I would typically not have talked to because of COVID. So it really like set me up on a scale where it's like you can just, you have to take the risk and do it all now. And it's really like one life to live. You're young, there's technology, there are so many resources and so many great things you can do while you're still young and you're inside the house. So you do have time. You're not running up and down, getting stuck in traffic. You're in your house. on your bed with your laptop, maybe with a family member. So it really made you realize what's important in life. And I don't think anybody after COVID has like that materialistic ideology, because you obviously saw how it doesn't matter how much money you have, you're still gonna get quarantined. If you step out, you go to your big business meetings, you can still have the sickness. And when you do have it, you're gonna feel as horrible as someone that does not have the same amount of money as you. So that was a very important thing to understand. And I think, especially like for this generation, there's like this mentality of you have to do so much so young. You have to be a millionaire by the age of 20, and social media feeding into it. So this was a humbling experience, not only for me, but those around me and my friends and family. And I very much appreciate it.
We have heard some of our scholars express themselves through song, dance, and spoken word, telling how the pandemic has impacted their lives. There are many emotions that people have expressed, but what about the ones that many have not addressed?
I'm sad. I feel fat. I'm stressed. I feel ugly. I'm not hungry anymore. I'm so tired all the time. I'm just having a really hard time. And I don't know what to do anymore.
Wasn't raised religious, but I wish that I was. Having nothing to believe in has been killing my buzz. Yeah, I cut my hair, close the blinds, play hallelujah like 2 dozen times. And yesterday I tried to pray, but I didn't know what to say. I'm too sad to cry, too high to get up. Don't even try, cause I'm scared to fuck up. Don't like to talk, just lay in my bed. Don't even try to go out with my friends. Lied to my doctor, she knew I was faking. Gave me some pills, but I'm too scared to take them. Try and I try, but I'm too sad to cry. Can't tell my mama, it makes her worry. I'm not suicidal, but sometimes the lines get all blurry. Yeah, I cut my hair, close the blinds, tried to pray, but I didn't know what to say. I'm too sad to cry, too high to get up. Don't even try, cause I'm scared to up. Don't like to talk, I just lay in my bed. Don't even try to go out with my friends. I lied to my doctor, she knew I was faking. Gave me some pills, but I'm too scared to take them. I try and I try, but I'm too sad to cry. Too sad to cry.
Any kind of physical movement releases endorphins in the brain, which can boost your mood positively and lower rates of depression and stress.
Up in your room once again, tempted. Bad for me, it's the truth, but I can't miss this. Don't tell my friends that I'm here to visit. Don't tell my friends that I'm here. Yeah. Waiting for you, even how you treat me. You're my baby, even when you leave me. Maybe I'm the one to blame. Maybe I'm the cause of the pain. Waiting for you, even how you treat me. You're my baby, even when you leave me. Maybe I'm the problem and the one that's causing all of this. I can't say I love you no more, cause my friends gon' judge me for sure. It took some time, but I realized you do me wrong, but it feels right. I can't say I love you no more, cause my friends gon' judge me for sure. It took some time, but I realized you do me wrong, but it feels right. Feels like I'm stuck on you.
How can one love without loving themselves first? You see, it's taken me even a while to understand what love is. And if I'm being completely honest, I partially don't even understand it still. It's not a matter of if I am ready to be loved or not. It's really a matter of am I mentally ready for myself to be loved again.
Life has been abnormal ever since the COVID-19 breakout. At first, schools closed. Then many places and events followed. Family wasn't allowed to visit family. Friends were not allowed to see friends. The streets were empty. Isolation became a normal part of everyday life, and anyone who you came across had their identity and facial expressions hidden behind a mask. Everything we did yesterday affects our today, and what we do today can change our tomorrow.
Yesterday, all the kids could go outside to play. Now online for classes every day. It seems like schools were open yesterday. Suddenly, we all
last year has been a challenge for all of us, for our youth, our teachers, our parents, and everyone who has endured this pandemic. We at MAST have created a legacy of love that reaches everyone right where they are. Prior to the pandemic, we have been operating in this manner, a legacy of love from the administration, to the staff, to the students, to their families, and ultimately the communities in which we live. It starts at the top and trickles down to every recipient. We had numerous performances live on stage at Mast High School prior to COVID-19 hitting, but that didn't stop us from performing virtually, and we would often use footage from those live performances. Here's a glimpse of a number from our Black History Month presentation.
I've been walking with my face turned to the sun. Weight on my shoulder, a bullet in my gun. Oh, I got eyes in the back of my head, just in case I have to run.
I do what I can while I can while I can for my people.
As we forward through the horrific time of slavery, the plethora of stories untold, the blood, sweat, and tears of our Black ancestors, we will stop in a town called Tulsa, Oklahoma. The year, 1921. The place, Black Wall Street.
O.W. Gurley had a vision in mind. A vision to create something for Black people by Black people. This vision transformed into a prosperous city that contained streets lined with busy attorneys' offices, educational schools, delightful restaurants, a 754-seat movie theater, beauty salons filled with gossip and laughter, and a 54-room hotel all spread out across a 40-acre plot named the Greenwood District. In a community that had an unimaginably high level of Black economic success and self-determination, Black folk lived in luxury. It is said that on Sundays, women wore satin and diamonds, while men wore silk and gold chains. Greenwood was an economy born of necessity, a mecca for Black folk who needed an escape from the oppression in the South. A beam of light full of hope, shining so brightly during this Jim Crow era of darkness. These people were very well off. The sound of gunshots and screaming filled the air. Rioters doing drive-bys shooting into the windows of businesses and residents. Vigilantes dragging Black men out of their homes to shoot them in the street. Mobs smashing windows, setting fires, kicking in doors, and stealing expensive valuables. Black men being tied with rope to the backs of cars and getting dragged for blocks. Airplanes raining down dynamite and accelerant over buildings, demolishing and making everything in sight go up in flames. The Greenwood District burned for 2 days. Survivors were left to pick up the pieces of rubble that they once called home. And in the end, the records of this disastrous occurrence went missing.
Black Wall Street had 600 businesses, 21 churches, 21 restaurants, 30 grocery stores, 2 movie theaters, 6 private airplanes, 1 hospital, a bank, and its own school system. The area in Tulsa, Oklahoma is called Greenwood. Today, Greenwood has a cultural center that is a museum and offers exhibits on local African American heritage, as well as a peek into the past of Black Wall Street. The arts play an important factor in the overall development of a child to cause a well-balanced child to emerge. It's a part of our core values here at MAST to create a platform for our scholars to express themselves creatively, which will inevitably teach social skills, which will equip them for their life's journey ahead.
This last year has been challenging and rewarding in many ways. As far as positives go, my grades have gotten better, I've gotten closer to my friends, and I've been able to take opportunities I never thought I'd be able to. Of course, there were challenges. I was isolated from my family, and there were people I desperately wanted to see that I couldn't for months at a time. Yet, despite all of these challenges, and alongside the positives, I think I'll make it out just fine.
COVID-19 has... Just the following year has been like kind of hard, just like kind of keeping up with school, because it's like I was kind of bad with keeping up with school, period, but like it's just like the online learning was just kind of like just unmotivating. And like I just, started getting lost. Then I lost my grandpa. Stuff started getting hard, but then stuff started looking up for me. So yeah.
So for about like a year and a half now, I don't get it. Like before, the homework situation was never that serious. It was a choice, either do it or find other ways to make it up and boost your grade. But now that we're home, that doesn't give you an excuse to just dump homework on us. Like last year, my 11th grade year, towards the end, I watched a lot of people give up due to the fact all the work teachers was given. And it was just crazy because if you didn't finish the work during school time, you had no afternoon. And it's worse because you had 8 periods and full days. I knew people that went to Jamaica High School, they only had half days, or they would just send you the work with a video attached to it, and you just have to do the work. But there's no reason why we have to be one of the only schools, full day, full instruction. how does instruction from home really help you? It's not helping us now. That's really why we're using Blended at the moment, because it's not working for anybody. And anyone that's still home doing remote, either they understand it or they know the work and they just don't have to come to school. Everybody else really does need this blended learning instruction, but that doesn't mean we need the homework to be massive.
My name is Zara. In start of when this COVID everything started, in start it was very frustrating and very bad that now suddenly we have to stay in home and we can't really go out and everything. But slowly as when time passes, it was like little better because we were getting used to the new situations with mask and everything. But still there was badness and everything sad. Everybody was sad and not really happy because now we can't really go out and we always have to wear mask and we can't really meet our friends and everything.
COVID-19 made me find out that online school isn't for me.
Hello, I'm Giselle Hernandez and I am the 2021 class valedictorian of Mast High School.
And I am Ron Moore, the 2021 class valedictorian at Mast High School.
The one thing about Mast High School is that we can keep going even when the going gets tough.
That is true. It's called resilience. Resilience is the capacity to recover quickly from difficult situations and circumstances.
Absolutely. This pandemic has definitely required us to search deep for resilience.
We are resilient. Mast High School has amazing mentors and educators who come to visit our school. They impact our lives. They remind us that we matter. And most important, no one can be me better than I can.
I am smart, I am creative, I am beautiful. I am inspired, I am educated. I'm empathetic, and I'm determined.
I am human. I am simple. I seek love. I am my Creator's creation. I am a mother's heart and a guardian that brings her love and joy. I am the future, but I live in the present and learn from my past. I am the shy, introverted boy seeking the confidence to take over the world. I am goofy, young at heart and body, but wise and strong at mind and soul. Like many, I use a veil to conceal my truth, but I move fast and work hard. When I attain my goals, others see luck and fortune, but in reality, I live like no other today, so I may live like no other tomorrow. I am Klevinsky.
I am beautiful, I am caring, I'm nice, I'm real, I'm intelligent, I am loving, I am a person that you can come to talk to if you need to.
I am who I say I am. I am a brother. I am a son. I am a leader. But more importantly, I am myself. And that is something that will never change.
I am from Creole. I am enough and worthy. I am a black strong queen. I will never let my crown fall down onto the ruin. 80, place I call home. But I can stay because they are doing me wrong. Yes, I said for justice. Home will never be the same. Wherever I go, my melanin put me as a target. I won't give up or forget. I will always fight for my right till I make things right.
I am Jonathan Tukuri. I am Hispanic. I am a Caribbean. I am never angry. I am a procrastinator. I am trying to find myself. I am transparent. I am what you see.
I am a majestic being. I am creative. I am at peace. I am forever changing in a positive way. I am prideful. I am free. I am going to accomplish my goals. I am content with myself. I am much like a flower, beautiful, growing, and connected to the earth.
At the end of the day, we keep looking up towards our future. Our performances here at Mass have not stopped, as you can see through this documentary. We also want to take a moment to celebrate the diversity and the rich culture of our scholars here at Mass, and we embrace each and every one of them.
There is power in physical movement, and how it relates to the whole person's mind, body, soul, and spirit can be life-changing. The ability to discender any load that is too heavy to carry emotionally, mentally, physically, and spiritually. Dance can do that.
Jerusalema ikhaya lami, ilondoloze uhambe nami, zungangishilana. Jerusalema ikhaya lami, ilondoloze uhambe nami, zungangishilana, dawo yami ayikholana, buso wami awukholana, ilondoloze, zuhambe nami, dawo yami ayikholana, buso wami awukholana, ilondoloze, zuhambe nami, ilondoloze, 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 zungangishilana, ilondoloze, 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 zungangishilana, dawo yami ayikholana, buso wami awukholana, ilondoloze, zuhambe nami, dawo yami ayikholana, buso wami awukholana, ilondoloze, zuhambe nami. Jerusalema ikhaya lami, ilondoloze, uhambe nami, zungangishilana, Jerusalema ikhaya lami, ilondoloze, uhambe nami, zungangishilana, dawo yami ayikholana.